Hey guys, so before starting this video, I just wanted to let you know that I am sounding extremely nasally. I had some nasal polyps removed. I had them surgically removed back in May. And I was told by my otolaryngologist that they could come back. And they have indeed have been trying to come back, but I'm going to be dealing with those in like a natural way. So just forgive how nasally I sound. Please just take the meat and potatoes of the video, and I hope you enjoy. Bye. Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. As you can see, I am here in the office and I had something on my heart to talk about. This may be triggering to some of you, but I'm going to say what I need to say anyways. I wanted to talk today about the misguided information about divine feminine energy as it's being portrayed, especially here on YouTube. This portion of what I'm about to say may be triggering for some people, but I feel like this is part and partial the reality that a lot of Black women face. And so I think that it is important that we discuss masculine energy and how masculine energy kept us alive. For the majority of my life and the lives of many other women of color, especially Black women, we grew up in single parent households where our mothers were the primary breadwinners. And our mothers did not have the luxury of resting and relaxing in feminine energy. We were taught, not necessarily taught by our mothers through her words, but taught through her actions, that in order for us to survive, we have to be self-sufficient. We have to take the necessary actions to go out and work, to have provision. And so our mothers would go out and work to provide and protect, to ensure that we had food, clothing, and shelter, which is the basics of survival. If our mothers did not have the masculine energy within her to provide and protect, we would die. If she specifically depended and relied on her feminine energy alone, passive energy, energy that was relaxed, energy that was receiving type of energy, right? We would not have survived. So I think that it is very disingenuous for the collective of YouTubers who are spewing this whole, we need to ditch masculine energy and solely rely on our feminine energy. It's very disingenuous. For women like me, women who are go-getters, women who love self-sufficiency, women who thrive on taking massive action, it would be very difficult for someone like me to completely cut off my masculine energy and solely focus on the feminine, simply because that is not how life works. Now, with that being said, I truly believe that our mothers and a lot of women of color had to exhibit a lot of masculine energy because that is a default setting. And I learned from my mentor through her studies in anthropology that masculine energy for women is a default setting. It's not something that we are naturally inclined or naturally supposed to be inclined to exhibit all of the time. But when there is scarcity, when men die, when men died in wars, when men were killed off in our tribes, the women had to step up and utilize a lot of their masculine energy. When you see that in the Black community, that is what we're doing. We are going back to our default setting as human beings, something that is primal in us to survive. It is the overuse of our masculine energy that gets us in trouble. That is what got me in trouble, in terms of my physical body being burnt out by the time I was in my early 40s. I was burnt out because I didn't understand how to incorporate rest with work, okay? You still have to have the masculine and the feminine in order to create anything in this life. Just because you are a woman does not mean that you do not exhibit masculine energy. okay? And I think that it is very disingenuous for a lot of these YouTubers to give off this false narrative that you have to cut off your masculine energy in order to thrive in your feminine. If femininity is your dominant energy as a woman, it should be as a woman. However, you cannot have spirituality without doing the work, right? Faith is feminine, work is masculine. Faith without works is dead, meaning there is no life. You cannot have life without the masculine and the feminine. I am at work, right? Masculine. I am here at work, but my work is not taxing on my body. Feminine. I am at work, but I am very relaxed. You are able to incorporate the masculine and the feminine and still have both intact and both not overlapping each other. Both of them are in harmony and in resonance and in alignment with one another. I am at work, but I am not working hard. Right now, I am working towards other things in my life that I desire to do. So I am working masculine to work towards my desires, feminine. But here's the thing, I am still working, right? You do not stop working. Even if you're doing inner work to be more feminine, you're still having to bring out the masculine aspect of work to have a sense of peace. So please, ladies, get out of this mindset that you have to completely discard your masculine energy. It is your masculine energy that kept you alive. It is the masculine aspect of survival that kept you alive. When your mother had to go to work, when she had to pay the bills, when she made sure that you had food on the table, she had to exert her masculine energy. Now, she needed rest, of course, but she needed to incorporate the feminine. And unfortunately for a lot of Black women, we did not have that luxury growing up. Our mothers didn't have that luxury growing up. However, the new age feminine energy is not about incorporating, right? It doesn't teach you about incorporation. It teaches you about having to choose between one or the other. And that simply is not how life works. There is a law called the law of gender. There is masculine and feminine within everything. It took your mother and your father to create you. And so what we need to do is to properly incorporate masculinity with our femininity in order for us to be whole, balanced women. I don't work as hard as I used to work when I was solely in my masculine energy. I was a doer. I grew up with that do mentality. As I've explained in a lot of other videos, I have a very masculine brain. So when I'm at work, I am using a lot of my logic, a lot of my reasoning, a lot of analytics. But when I am home, I burn my Palo Santo. I go to the beach. I lay out in the sun, right? Feminine, I get inside of my body. I embody my spiritual essence. I take long and nice relaxing baths. Feminine, I relax and I reset and I do nothing. Feminine, right? I think it is extremely important to understand masculine and feminine energetics in order for you to fuse those two together to become a whole woman of substance. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you for now, but I will be holding on to your love until the next video. Bye.